So Type Soul is finally coming back tomorrow, and there's been a lot of changes. A lot of new people are joining the game, and it's been months since the rest of us played. Now the question remains, what is the new strongest race, and what should I use? In today's video, I'll be sure to answer that question and help you pick what race to go in Type Soul's release. I don't know which one we're on now. Before we begin, I'd just like to ask you to subscribe if this video helps you out. I really want to get content creator role in Type Soul, and it really helps me out if you subscribe. And with that out of the way, let's get started. Starting off, we got Soul Reapers. Soul Reapers used to be the best race before Type Soul got shut down, but this update, overall, they got a bunch of nerfs. Their visored heal has been drastically reduced, and they have the least defense out of all the races now. But in return, they have some of the strongest abilities. Soul Reapers have access to all three of their moves and true bankai. Bankais in general were some of the strongest modes compared to full resurrections and vollstandigs. Some notable strong ones being Blood, Duality, Flower, Ink, probably Benahime's rework from what we've seen, Snow, Confusion, Suzumebachi, and Ice. True Bankais focus on a domain expansion, locking people in there with you, and passives which buff your moves or completely change them. They also have access to Visored, which buffs a ton of their moves, but it has been nerfed this update, nerfing the health pack from it. Unfortunately, Visored is needed for Soul Reapers, meaning it's not a good idea to go vows or abilities which remove your Visored, as it's generally not worth it. Overall, Soul Reapers are always a solid choice, but they are more aggressive because they don't have much defense, but the most offense in the game. Next up, we got Arrancar. Arrancars, I would say, got nerfed hardest this update. Maybe Quincy's got it worse. I'm not quite sure. But in return, they have the highest defense in the game. Arrancar's partial resurrection moves has been cut down to 1, with potentially a quest in Hellverse to get your second one back. Partial Essence has gone from giving you a third move to buffing your one partial moves and reducing the Ryatsu cost. And if you land Sero Oscurus, you get that move's cooldown back. Full Resurrection is high-key ass apart from a select few which change your moves like Light and Stark, as all it does is give you a third move and just slightly tweaks them a bit. Their true power lies in segundas. True segundas are limited and not all partial reses have them, and none of the mythicals have them. But overall, segundas are still insanely strong, and if we count segunda in with bankai and vollstandig, segunda is easily the strongest mode. True segundas offer more versatility and a barrierless kind of domain around you, which affects the environment a lot. For example, vampires, true segunda rains down lasers from the sky. We gotta see how that plays out and how useful that is in fights. It certainly seems to be a lot more gank oriented compared to the other ones, just based on how most of your passives don't affect your moves, rather affect the environment around you. Arrancars don't have a sub mode, but their variants are always active, such as hero variants buff to your defense, or proficiency upgrading your moves depending on how much damage you do, and like cooldowns and all that shit. Never mind. They also have access to a racial variant of Ancient Arrancar, which is added in the Hell update, which severely buffs your defense, always having hero active, no matter what. A couple passives here and there, but in return you lose your variant. Personally, I'm not sure if you should run it. It depends on your build. I run Light Kendo personally. I might not run Ancient vastocar, but it really is up to you. Some people say Arrancars are now the strongest race, others might say it's the worst. Personally, I might hold off on Arrancar just until people figure out how strong it really is because of the rework. I use Light because I spawned in with it on my Menoscar slot, and honestly, with just 1 or 2 moves, it's really not that good of a partial. Light is more better in Segunda and Full Resurrection, and I'm not really sure if it's still worth running personally, especially just having 1 move for the most part. And I would say Arrancars now aren't as aggressive as before, and they play a lot more reactionary, and countering people, especially with their added defense and nerfed offense. Fights against Arrancars would last longer, but in return the Arrancar can't like piece you up as good as they used to be able to. Next up, guys, we got Quincy's. Quincy's has always been average, sometimes being the strongest, but sometimes being the weakest. I say they have the widest range between having dog shit unusable shrifts and also really OP shrifts that really carry you in the game. Shrifts like Balance and Miracle are insanely strong because they can have like multiple lives. They have huge AoEs in their modes, shit kind of like that. But they also have like shrifts like, I don't know, Visionary, which just aren't really that good. Quincy's have the second most amount of content behind Soul Reapers, and they have an exclusive shrift and weapon to obtain, the Almighty Shrift, which no one really knows how to obtain yet, and the Excalibur Sword, which only one person in the entire game can have. It has unknown requirements, and if you try to get it without the requirements, you can never try again on that slot. You have to either wipe it, or you gotta buy another slot, or use an alt account. I don't know. Quincy's have access to 2 moves with their shrift, and have the option of either using a cybernetic or a sub mode being Let's. Let's no longer gives health and shit, but rather keeps buffing your moves similar to Soul Reaper's Visors. And Quincy's also have custom bows they can switch to from their weapon for a wider range of attacks to use in combos. Zweiss, which was the best weapon Quincy's had to have as an option, it got removed, meaning Quincy's have lost their best weapon. And True Blue was also removed, meaning Quincy's are a lot less tanky, and like True Blue was like their best essence because it was always active 24/7, and that's no longer the case. As for their true mode being Sclaverai, I probably mispronounced that, sorry if I did. They're a lot more gimmick oriented, and each one plays different from each other. They're more of like a jack of all trades, master of none of the true modes. I would put Quincy as a middle ground playstyle between Arrancar and Soul Reaper. They're a lot more defensive, and Quincy is a lot more range based. Cause like, you know, the bows, the keto moves, and just a lot of the shrift moves are ranged. So Quincy's, I would say, are more of a ranged and defensive playstyle. If that fits you, Quincy is the way to go. Next up, guys, we got Fullbringers. Fullbringers are new to the game, and we don't know how they will play out yet, as the game's not out, and I'm not a tester or content creator yet. So if you could please sub, that'd really help me out to get to that content creator role, and so I could test this kind of shit out for you. Bit too late now, though. They don't have a true mode as of now, but some of their passives seem to be cool. For example, the Clan Orihime gives you a free revive and passive healing on death, even in base. Judging off the Bleach anime, their Fullbrings can be really interesting to play around with, such as Book of the End's memory altering capabilities, or Dollhouse's trap-like playstyle. I'm not sure if they have a sub mode, that remains to be seen for later. And that's all I can really say about Fullbringers now until the game fully comes out. Now, the big question. Which is the best race in Type Souls re-release, and which should you run? My answer? It depends. Soul Reaper is always a solid choice. It's strong, has a lot of offense, but you're also really squishy at the same time. True Bankai is also probably a lot stronger than Segunda or Sclaverai, just because you can't run from them and they seem to be more consistent. Quincy's, I would say, are by far the worst right now. They lost all their best tools, and just having 2 moves in base, which are usually ass, it's just really not that good. Let's doesn't heal or give Ryatsu back, so it's pretty much worthless. In Cybernetics, your only other option is also pretty ass. Fullbringers, we really have to see. It could be either horrendous or really, really good. Everyone's been given another slot which you can use to test out Fullbringer, or just use a different faction if you want. Arrancar's hit or miss. It really depends on your build, but I feel like they've changed. Like, they're the ones that have been changed most around overall. Completely changed their playstyle. Depending on if Segunda is counted as their sub mode in the code, you could have free access to something called Vow of Sacrifice, which removes your sub mode but gives you a spirit to pretty much 2v1 people for free when you use moves. For example, if you use like Rising Swallow from Kendo, a spirit's gonna appear behind them and Rising Swallow them back into you. Personally, I still play all three because I have all three slots, so it really is up to you. I can make a full tier list once the game comes out, give it a couple days to see how people react to the new content, and I could get a better understanding of which is better and which is worse. If this video helped you out, please be sure to to join my Discord. I do updates, events. It's just an overall nice community I'm trying to build. If this video helped you out, just make sure to subscribe. It really helps out the channel and helps me get to my goals. And that's all I got for today, guys. See ya in the new Type Soul.